Okay, so remember I told you the first two things is an air purifier and a duster. Next thing I'm going to do is put a little bit of this green stuff in there. Let me know when the smell hits you. Smell that yet? Okay. Remind you of any place you've ever been?
Yeah, it smells like a doctor's office.
Doctor's office. That's pretty good. You got it the first try. So yes, this is a doctor. It smells like a doctor's office. This is the green stuff. It's triethylene glycol. We call it the green stuff just because it's easier to say. But it's an on-contact germ killer. The reason why it smells like a doctor's office is because doctor's office, dentists, and hospitals are required to run this through the ventilation system because it kills germs on contact. Had a video error there. Kills germs on contact. So think of it like this. You ever go to the hospital, visit a family member or something that may have been sick or anything like that, or a friend, could have been just for anything, have a surgery or whatever, and you walk in the hospital and you smell that smell. What if you had a cold or you had a stomach bug? Your friend that's in the hospital or family member don't need that stomach bug, right? So the point is, immediately when somebody emits germs, they die on contact. So vice versa, what if they're sick and you're going to visit them? You don't need what they have, so the germs die on contact as well there. Obviously, you have kids, Natalie?
Yeah.
Right? You ever go to a pediatrician's office and you walk in the front door, you're just going for a checkup for your child, right? You walk in and there's a sick area and a well area. Nobody's sick, so where do you sit?
In the well area?
In the well area, right? So there's the wall that comes up between the sick area and the well area once you sit down and blocks off all the germs, right?
No.
No, that's not. So the point being is germs are everywhere. They just float throughout there, just like they do in our home. And we talked earlier, if somebody emits germs in your home, they're there, they stay. So the difference is you have a sanitizer now that will purify and clean just like a doctor's office. So you walk up to the front counter when you're at that same doctor's office, you sign in with the clipboard that everybody's touched, right? The lady slides a glass about 6 inches and wants two things from you. She wants insurance card and she wants some type of payment. Co-payment, something like that. Do you have a co-payment currently with your insurance?
Mm-hmm.
You do? What is it, about 25, 30 bucks?
Yeah.
Right? So every time you go to the doctor, you got to pay to see them, right? Okay. So you go and get that checkup, everything's fine, you come home, but you've been susceptible to all the germs. We are susceptible to germs in society all the time, everywhere. But the thing is we're all germ aware. You would never walk into a local grocery store and let your child crawl around on the floor, would you?
No.
You don't even like putting your hands on the floor in a place like that. If you had to get something on the bottom aisle, nothing, you wouldn't do that, would you? It's just nasty and gross. But here's the thing. We walk in that same grocery store and come in our front door, the same shoes that walked on that floor is now here, right? Have you ever gone to a local gas station and pumped gas?
Yep.
You use your credit card, right?
Yep.
You run it, and you start punching in your numbers or zip code or whatever, right?
Yeah.
When's the last time you seen anybody clean that keypad?
I don't.
No. The person that was just there before you could have had their finger knuckle deep in their nose. Could have been anything, and then they start punching these numbers, right? So the point being is nasty. Germs are everywhere. Men are a little different in the aspect that when we walk into a local restroom, Jason, you can relate to this. You go to a local QT, you got to use the restroom. You walk in that restroom door, and against the wall is a urinal that's plastered there, right? Below that urinal in the floor, there is a puddle of something. We like to say it's water, but we know it's not because it could be anything. It's probably urine and other stuff, right? In bathrooms, there's fecal matter. There's all kinds of stuff. But the point being is your feet slide across, and then you come tracking in the front door, and somebody else's urine and fecal matter and blood and whatever it might be, right? So the point being is we bring germs in our home. People, friends, family that visit bring germs in our home. So they stay here. Do you own a can of Lysol that you go around spraying and stuff like that when people feel sick? Or
Sometimes.
Sometimes? Okay. Have you ever flipped that can of Lysol over and read the back on the directions and issues with it? If you actually flip it over, it says there's some hazards on here. It says hazards to humans and domesticated animals, right? Fatal if inhaled or swallowed to most household animals. It says that on the back of that Lysol. So the thing is we spray it. We know it's bad. It's killing germs supposedly, but it's also harming us. That's carcinogens that's in this stuff. So, right? We spray it. We deal with it on a constant basis. The point about germs is you can't escape them. They're everywhere. We bring them in our home constantly. So, Natalie, well, actually, I'm going to pick on Jason for a minute. So think about it. If Jason's sick, when men get sick, the world stops. It's just one of those things. We hate to puke. We hate to do all that. But let's just say he's sick. He's got to take time off work, right? So that's a missed day away from work. Hopefully you have sick time that you could take. So the point being is you take that day off, and you either spend a sick day or you just lose money. You lay down on the couch and you don't feel well. If it's bad enough, you'll go to the doctor, won't you? Right. So you'll get up and go to the doctor. You drive yourself to the local doctor. About how far is the closest doctor to you that you would visit?
Ours is about 20 minutes.
So about 20 minutes your day. You're sick, you don't feel good, you get up and you drive 20 minutes, right? Well, you go to that local doctor's office, you sign in, and you sit down. How long do you wait?
About an hour.
About an hour. So an hour and 20 minutes of your day. Do you feel better yet?
No.
No. So they finally call your name back, and you get to go sit in another room waiting. How long do you wait on the doctor there?
About 20 minutes.
About 20 minutes. So now you're almost 2 hours into your day. Do you feel better yet?
Mm-mm.
No. Doctor comes in and sees you. How long do they see you?
About 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes. And what do they give you?
Prescription.
Prescription. Still don't feel better.
No.
Right? But you got a piece of paper now that says you're going to. So 2 hours, 20 minutes into your day, you don't feel better yet. What do you do with that little piece of paper?
Take it to the pharmacy.
Take it to the pharmacy, which is another 15, 20 minutes, right? So 3 hours of your day, you've gone to the pharmacy, you finally make it home 3.5 hours later. Do you feel better yet?
No.
No. Still feel bad. You don't feel any different, but you spent all this time. How much money did it cost you at the doctor? Copay. 30. How much did your prescription cost you?
15.
$45 that it cost you your money and a missed day from work, and you still don't feel better. What if you did that 6 times a year? That's about average in a household. 6 times a year they make a visit to the doctor. So you're spending about $300 to $400 a year just going to the doctor, right? So here's the thing. You finally come home, you take that medication. Eventually, some point in the night, you feel a little better. But here's the thing. When you take that medication, are you treating a symptom or are you treating a cause?
Symptom.
Symptom, right? You should have never been sick in the first place. So here's the thing. If you've ever brought something in, sick, you don't feel good, your stomach's not feeling right, or you got a friend or family member that comes in, they just say they don't feel good, take 1 capful of the green stuff, put it in the rainbow. What you're going to notice now is you kill germs on contact. Usually what happens if Jason's sick and Natalie's taking care of him, about the time Jason gets well, what happens to Natalie?
She gets sick.
She gets sick. So now we pass it. And with 4 other kids in the home, 4 other people living in the home, you will pass it from person to person. We just kind of do a crazy cycle, right? So what you're going to notice with the germ killing here is you don't do that anymore. It stops at the person that was sick. Now, you can't prevent stuff from coming in your home, but once it's in your home, you can prevent it. And that's what the green stuff does for you. It prevents sickness in your home from being passed around to anybody else, and also prevents germs. So think of it like this. Out in public, you have all kinds of options so you don't have to touch anything that's carrying germs. You can walk into a local restroom, put your hands under the sink, and the water comes on. You don't touch anything. You can walk over to dry your hands off, give the towel holder a wave, paper towel comes out. Have you ever kick flush in a public restroom? Use your foot to flush the toilet, right?
Mm-hmm.
You come in your same bathroom here in your home. Do you kick flush?
No.
Do you use a paper towel to open the door?
No.
Right? The point being is you have more germs inside. Remember what I told you earlier, 10 times worse indoors than if you lived outdoors the rest of your life. And the reason why is because everything you're susceptible to outside comes in with you. Gets on your clothes, your shoes, your skin, everything that's right here. So the point being, when you shut the doors, it's trapped. Rainbow will actually give you that opportunity and that time back that you would normally be spending sick. Because we don't treat symptoms, we treat causes of problems. So if you're treating the cause, you're stopping it in the beginning before it ever starts. That's what Rainbow does for you. It's an air purifier duster and it's a sanitizer. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you're killing the germs that you would normally be spending away from work, away from time, sick, all this stuff that you're spending. The Rainbow takes care of that for you up front. So if it didn't do anything but sanitize your home, it's going to save you a minimum of $400 a year, which in 10 years is $4,000. In 3 years, it's $12,000. In 30 years, it's $12,000. So it's going to save you in a 30-year time period on average $12,000. Think of it like that.